Hello, everybody. Here's hoping you can hear us okay. Sorry we're running a little bit late, but we're pretty good. So this is going to be episode 53, because 52 hasn't happened yet, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't...
All right, perfect. Let's hold until we're 100% sure we're streaming before we go live, but it looks like we are.
You don't want that recorded for posterity.
No.
No. That would be an admission of wrongdoing.
Which is better than an admission of dong-ruing, I suppose.
Yes.
This is...
I tried to remember everything that I did
tighten
this week. Why do you need to tighten it?
Because it's moving back and forth a lot. Could be that. Probably not. All right.
Hey, look, there's no one there. Oh, wait, just a sec. And there's Andy.
Oh, I heard your phone. No, I heard my phone. I heard a phone. No, mine's off. Hello, everybody, again.
Hey!
Sorry for the late start. Hopefully we have a couple of people watching.
That'd be nice.
It looks like we have two. So.
Well, there's a couple.
That's a couple.
I'm going to guess Laura and Paula. Although with 9 o'clock, maybe Lotta could make it.
Maybe. We'll see what happens.
She usually comes in very early.
Well, I guess let's get it going.
Okay.
Unless you need a moment. Do we already have the questions primed and ready? Sweet.
Yes.
Sweet. All right, well, let me get my adjustment here, and we are good to go.
Okay.
All right. What ho all?
Yes. Hello. Howdy.
This is the paradoxical episode 53.
53. We're
holding
out of time.
Yeah. Oh.
We're Time Lords. We're the next Doctor Who's line is
as
anyway.
you can tell, when in the future you listen to episode 52 and we reference stuff from the future in that episode. It's going to be amazing. So this week was not hyper eventful for me. Nobody was doing any plays. I got sick in the middle of the week, which sucked.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I skipped out on your acting class.
Yes.
Or did I skip out, or was I acting sick?
Well, I wondered,
I was
because you had some ANDAT stuff to do, and I thought maybe you were just begging out of class to prep for ANDAT.
That's why I bailed on the Zoe meeting. I wouldn't bail on you for...
Okay.
I'd be straight up with you. I'd be like, oh, ANDAT.
Okay.
But no, I was sick.
Yeah.
I felt like someone reached a flaming hand into my guts.
Wow.
Did Cat's Cradle. So, it wasn't pleasant.
I saw all the different finger things and the string just with you doing the...
That's perfect.
It was amazing.
And then, of course, Aaron, because I don't know, I have like this terrible, terrible sympathy constitution.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's sympathy constitution or if it's like roll my way out of helping anybody constitution. But whenever Aaron is sick, I seem to get like sick as well. So it was a different kind of sick though. She had like a summer cold.
Oh, yeah.
Which is terrible.
Those
according to Stephen King, they're the worst.
Yeah. Mm. Okay.
Yeah. Haps, Texaco, a little bit where they're talking about it in the stand. Summer colds are the worst.
Okay.
Captain Trips.
I don't retain any of that.
It's a
Nor
long
have I
book.
read Stephen King. I read Carrie. I read Carrie cover to cover. I believe that's the only Stephen King that I've read.
I was an idiot because I was younger when like a lot of people a generation older than me kind of grew up with Stephen King. I was coming in when a lot of stuff was already.
Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me?
Because I always look at you when we podcast.
Oh, that's
this
true.
This is just a happy coincidence.
This is art imitating life.
This is. But a lot of the older, a generation older than me, grew up with Stephen King, kind of grew up with his books, and read Salem's Lot when it came out and stuff like that. I did not have that. Yeah, that might even be 2 generations older that read it when it came out, I suppose, because that was the 70s, right? Like late 70s. The Stand was definitely
80s.
No, the book.
Oh, the book
was the 70s.
Okay. Yeah, I think his proliferation was.
But the 80s was really where he like blew up, and so I didn't grow up with books coming out. I had a back catalog, and I decided to. Well, I tried to start with Salem's Lot, and it was just super dry.
Yeah,
it was hard to get into especially as a teenager. So I think I actually did try to read a book when it came out, and that was Pet Sematary, and that was a huge mistake. That was a terrible, terrifying, awful mistake of horror. Just it's a scary book.
Yeah, so's Cujo.
Yeah, I think when you hit the thing with the chair, you spiked. So sorry to all those listening at home who heard that loud clank in their ear. Yeah, we'll fix it. Yeah, and Cujo's one of the ones I think was a little before. Like I that would have had to have been a back catalog read for me.
Yeah.
I did read a lot of his short story books as they came out. Things like Different Seasons and Skeleton Crew.
Ooh, Skeleton Crew,
4 Past Midnight. Yeah, those were all just awesome.
I'm going to try this for this podcast.
You're going to take... Everybody, let us know. So Scott just took down his mud shield. He took down his sound dampening goodness.
Your computer's off. Your computer's off. Put your computer back on.
So let's see how... If you like the way Scott sounds more, let us know. If you hate the way Scott sounds now, let us know. No, let us know, because if they like it more, I'm taking mine off so people can see my face on the live stream.
But we're talking about the quality difference between normal. So if you just don't like the way I sound normally, shut your hole.
No, tell us that too. That's just good to know.
But then I'll get fired.
It just makes me
No one likes to hear me.
You can't get fired when you don't work.
Yeah.
How are you going to get fired from this podcast? Like, I want to lug all this shit somewhere else? No.
Great.
Yeah, you have job security through my laziness.
Through convenience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
awesome.
Dude, that's the American way. That's the dream right there.
That's true.
This is the sanitation work of entertainment. It's a cush job, man. So
it is.
Yeah. So we do have a few people watching live. Literally a few. Three people. It is Laura, Paula. Oh, 4, I guess. Aaron Jackson and Yeti Sarge.
Oh, excellent.
So, hello, everyone at home.
Watching.
And potentially not at home. I don't know where you are. I'm not your father. I might be your father. Abby, if you're listening, get off. This is not for you.
No.
You do not want to listen to this podcast.
No, bad Abby.
No, it's going to be... Oh.
This will scar you.
Yeah, I'll start talking about your mom. No kid wants to hear about how they were created.
No.
Not a one.
No.
Maybe that one creepy one.
Nor the fact that there was a process of creation.
The paste liquor. Oh, no, my kids got that. My kids got that right away. That was like... The trick to...
My parents never had sex.
Oh, okay. The trick to good parenting... The trick to good parenting is being brutally honest for like the first 3 questions, and then for the remaining ones, you say, "Do you want me to tell you? Because I will." And all of a sudden, they don't ask anymore. It's great. No, I've always been like absolutely just deadpan honest whenever they've asked anything, and it's they don't ask anything they don't want to know the answers to anymore, but they do want to know the answers to a lot of things. So it's great. Mm-hmm. It's perfect mix.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, Laura, for those of you listening at home on the vodcast, you're not going to hear any difference from what Scott did because your audio is not piping through the podcast microphones. So you wouldn't hear a difference, Laura.
We're not there yet, but soon.
And for the rest of your life.
Technically savvy enough to have a mobile unit, which we've been testing out. Mm-hmm. That's our excuse. We've been testing this out.
Hold on.
To make
air quotes. Oh, yeah, there it is.
To make sure that everything works. And then we're going to try and run it all through one computer. And that's an Ubercast.
Yeah, and the glory of that will be that we can really, really... if we want to, take this whole thing on the road or take with quality, which is the number one problem with a lot of podcasts when they go on the road, is they do not maintain quality. I have to say, when we hung out with Northwest Nerdcast, that little mixer board they had, kind of cool. Kind of thinking about it, because it looks like a great way to get 4 mics going with high quality, and without having a huge setup. Because I think they were just going into a personal record, or no, it was recording directly into the board.
Yeah, records into the board.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd trust that,
but I'm not a fan of.
But man, we can run Audition on anything, and perfect. So, anywho, so aside from being sick, I'm going to go ahead and let you talk a little bit about your week, because I've got a kind of a big announcement. I'm not big on holding releases of things, so I'm going to go ahead and announce something now, or after you're done, that we have not released yet, but that is coming up in the next couple of days.
Oh no, I'm intrigued now.
Oh, okay.
Do I know what this is?
Well, I went and filmed some stuff with Andat.
I do.
All right, so let me give you a basic rundown of what's going on with the Andat boys.
Yes, please do. Basic, though.
Basic. So super basic.
8-bit.
I don't know. It's the bus size is 128-bit on its own. For this very specific... No. Okay. So what happened was, while we were trying to get them up to speed for their home editing rig and everything like that, we made choices about what to upgrade. And they were running out of space, but we needed to get their new computer built, because the person who used to live with them that they used for editing, they took their computer when they moved out. So he took his computer. I don't need to play a pronoun game for this. We're not talking about like a date or something. So he took his computer when he moved out, and so we had to get a new computer built for Andat as soon as possible. So we took the road of get what we need to get them on running, essentially. And as far as storage went, we just started buying individual drives and tacking them on as we could afford them.
Sure, right.
That meant no redundancy. They were running out of storage. Hamlet took up a huge amount of space. I think we're in the 6 terabyte range for Hamlet. It's enormous.
Wow.
Yeah, Hamlet took up a lot of space. The episodes each take up between 1 and 3 terabytes, depending on how long they are. So they were running out of space. And
this is the raw footage.
No. This is on the old... This is on this is the After Effects and everything else, so it does blow up to uncompressed when you're doing After Effects.
Okay.
But yeah...
The working files.
I see what you're saying. You're not saying raw, like... raw film. You're saying raw, like this is the this is the unedited footage.
Yeah, everything that went into Hamlet was 6 terabytes.
Yes, everything. Yeah, not just the video.
Right. Okay.
So we had, and then we also started filming some stuff in higher because we were using the Blackmagic for a few things, and we did film some raw for the Blackmagic, and as you know, that's expensive. That's a pricey meatball. So. What had happened is they were out of space. There was another drive that I had that I gave to them. And all of 2 full episodes went onto that drive. Those episodes were Mustache Dance and Literary Adventure. Now, Mustache Dance is the most ambitious thing they have filmed to date. So they filmed in the Erickson Theater. They filmed 2 Blackmagic cameras. A full wrestling ring was built, and they filmed a full dance-off in this ring, and it's incredible. It's like amazing, but it's tons and tons of footage. That was all in the drive. They have recovered some of it from other sources, like the B camera hadn't been erased yet, so they were able to grab that back. I found some of the stuff that they recorded not in the actual dance concert, but for some of their training montage stuff. However, the bulk of it is on that drive. And 100% of Literary Adventure, which is a friend of the show, Jaime Cruz. If you've seen season 1, you've seen a Jaime Cruz Literary Adventure. He basically reads the story of Andat and retells it as a professor-type character. Very cool character. 100% of that is on that drive. All the audio, all the video. And these are nowhere else. So we've sent it off to Drive Recovery. And I've got to pay for it out of pocket.
Right.
Right? So we're going to do an Indiegogo campaign. And we're going to try and recoup as much as we can. If we... So the recovery costs are over $1,500.
What?
Yeah, $1,500 to get this data back.
We're in the wrong business. We should learn how to recover data.
They have a clean room, dude. I don't know. There's a high investment. I mean,
they probably take it all apart.
They have magnetic. Yeah, they have magnetic tables that spin the spindles on their own and crap. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, the cost of that is going to have to come out of my pocket because it's happening too soon for us to do anything else. So we're going to do the Indiegogo to recoup as much of that as we can. Now it's $1,500. The Indiegogo, we're asking for $1,000.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to try and get. We filmed a full skit. You're getting a full and at skit with this Indiegogo campaign.
Sweet.
A really funny little. It's great.
Now, is that going to be the Indiegogo video, or is this going to be you back?
No, that's the Indiegogo video.
Oh, see.
No, there's more. If you do back,
okay.
So we can't afford to send physical rewards.
No.
Now, however, if someone gives us $500, you will get a physical reward in the mail. We will make sure you get a prop from the show.
We'll come visit you and kiss you
if you're local to Seattle.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if someone contributes like $500, obviously we are going to try and get you a physical reward, be it a prop from. Potentially even Journey Quest. We have props. We have a Darth Vader mask made entirely out of cardboard that we would ship. So those are the high-end money props.
No, that was promised to me. Oh, no, I get the Boba Fett. Okay.
You get the Boba Fett. The Boba Fett is yours.
Someone else can have Darth Vader.
Yeah. Who cares about Darth Vader, dude? Boba Fett. So, what we're going to do is all of the rewards will be stuff that we can do for no financial cost to us. It'll just be time.
Sure.
Things like, if at a certain level, you will get a little tiny skit that we'll put together for you.
Nice.
You'll get shout-outs on social media. You'll get, we'll make Keter rap for you. Stuff like that.
Oh, that is.
It's going to be fun.
Like Lil Wayne.
Did you say Wayne or Wang?
Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne.
Right. So
Keter loves the rap.
That's what we're putting up. The Indiegogo.
He's better than Vanilla Ice.
The Indiegogo campaign should be up within the next couple of days. It's only going to be a 15-day campaign. We're not trying to get tons of money out of this. We're trying to recoup our costs.
Save the data.
Yeah. If we happen to get more than we asked for, the remainder will go to recoup the costs up to the $1,500. And then anything above that will go directly to the production of and at shows.
Nice.
So, yeah, because we've been pulling this out of cost. So, to give you guys an idea, just for transparency, my out-of-pocket for and at, so Zoe produces, but they only do that in terms of insurance right now. Zoe hasn't produced any and at aside from insurance. And then Ben has given his time to a couple of credit sequences for a camera. But as far as production, it's been my pocket. Mm-hmm. So, and those guys, obviously, but the lion's share of the money has been from me, so, and the equipment and everything. So, they're...
Because you have a big boy adult job.
I do, and I should be saving this money, but I really want them to make more stuff, because it makes me laugh. So, prior to, like, we're not including the data recovery at this point. I think... If you don't count equipment, because I won't, because I use it for other stuff. If you don't count equipment, we're at the probably $5,000 or $6,000 investment right now to their setup. They've got a.
Well, no wonder Two Bards isn't doing anything. We're broke.
Yeah, they've got. It's true. They just inherited a 2.5K monitor, for example, for color. But that one's tricky because. Buman's, of course, going to help me do color correction. So it's important. He's good. Oh, man. He is scary good. So, yeah, and to put everyone's mind at ease, the big chunk of that money is redundant drives. They now have 20 terabytes of redundant storage.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Plus the LaCie.
The LaCie at my house that we use for everything. They've also got some of that, too.
But anyway, we got...
Yeah.
We're getting better about redundancy, backup.
Off-site backup.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. So what I'm going to have to start doing, though, is I'm going to have to start buying those Costco drives and archiving stuff off of the LaCie so the LaCie can be the working backup. And then once a show is in the can, I basically throw one of those 4 terabytes on, copy everything over, unhook it, and put it in a drawer.
Yes.
So that's the plan. But yeah, we're just looking to try and get a little bit of scratch to help cover what is essentially a shot in the foot in terms of both artistically and financially.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. It's funny, man. The skit, Buman wrote it, Gabe and Buman wrote it very quickly with Keeter's input. It's a fully realized, mini episode.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I'm excited.
Costume changes, dances.
And because I forget all the time,
Uh-huh.
I'm also assuming that the 24-inch monitor worked for Buman.
The 24-inch monitor did work for Buman.
Okay.
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's a side note y'all don't need to know. It's just that I keep forgetting to ask Andy for the last 2 weeks, and now I remember.
Oh, and I have monitor troubles myself now.
I read.
If you read on the Facebook. I got that 4K monitor for color grading and everything like that. And as long as it doesn't lose signal to the computer via the computer going to sleep, it is the best fucking thing ever. It is wonderful, beautiful, amazing picture. Just gorgeous. If the computer goes to sleep or if it loses signal in any way, getting it back is a ritualistic voodoo thing, like chicken heads and dancing and blood and nakedness.
Then how does it work the first time when you take it out of the box?
So generally, the reason it works the first time when you take it out of the box is because you plug it in and it's not set up to support 60 hertz at that point. It's set up with DisplayPort 1.0. Which is a standard that only supports 4K at 30 hertz. You plug it in, you go through all that stuff, you set it to DisplayPort 1.2 on the monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what it does? Sends out a new handshake. The only time it does it correctly is that first time. And then every time after. And this is a big issue, and I'm fighting with Dell about it right now because they've known about it since February, and they're still shipping new monitors without the firmware update. And their only recourse right now is, send the monitor back and get a refurb. Send the brand new $3,000 monitor back and get a used one.
They won't just send you the firmware?
No.
To update?
Nope. They refuse to send customer serviceable firmware.
Wow.
So I contacted the Better Business Bureau. Now I have a caseworker over there at Dell. To me, it's like, fine, if you don't want to send the firmware, that's great. This costs as much as a mid-level server. So send out a technician to my house for free.
Yeah.
The end. So I'm going to get all shitty about it because they've known about it since February and they're still shipping the monitor and there's no warning anywhere on the site. Zero. They've deleted threads about it on their forums.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, so this is shifty as fuck. I'm not happy right now.
Not cool.
Now, if this monitor gets fixed, it's going to be the best. It's just going to be wonderful. But up until that point, I don't buy the Dell 32-inch 4K at 60 hertz monitor until they fix this shit.
And there's no way to, when you're done, dumb it down to 30 hertz, let everything go to sleep, come back, wake it up, and then do 60 hertz.
As far as I can tell, the transition to DisplayPort 1.2 is a one-way trip.
Oh, okay, right. Because it doesn't go back to 1.0.
Right, and it disables a bunch of shit in the monitor's BIOS as well. Because once it goes to DisplayPort 1.2, all this stuff is controlled through the DisplayPort. So, yeah. Yay!
Wow.
Yeah. I've heard there's a fix of getting another smaller monitor as a secondary monitor, and for some reason that fixes it. Which I'm going to do anyway, but 24 inch is too big. I need to maybe a 15-inch 10K, or 1080p.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so a 15-inch 1080p would be perfect for monitor and scopes and stuff for color correction, but my desk doesn't have room for... Buman has one of those old,
How about a 20-inch?
20-inch might be too big for me, too. Yeah.
Because they're $69.
Jeez.
Refurbished on Newegg right now, today.
Well, I want one with a lot of color.
Because I was thinking... Right, it's a Samsung 1080p LED backlit.
Okay, well, I'll have to check what their color accuracy is, but yeah, for sure.
No, it's not accurate.
So, there you go.
It's shades of green.
So yeah, that's kind of my little rant session.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, we do not have many questions. Either we have put everyone to sleep with our rant session, or people are so glued and transfixed they know not what to do next.
Well, we've lost most people to the east by shifting an hour.
Right.
So Seth is probably in Slumberland.
Yeah.
We've lost a lot of our.
Well, I just mean that normally there's more stuff and there's white space down here.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true.
But my week, I'm trying to think of what I did this week. And I was very proud of myself. About Thursday, I remembered everything that I'd done up until Thursday.
Okay.
And then Friday, I remembered Tuesday through Friday. Yesterday, I remembered Wednesday through Saturday. And today, Sunday, I barely remember what I did earlier today, which was go to my dad's award ceremony. Which, okay, cute story on that. My nephew has been running around to everyone for the last 2 weeks telling everyone he ran into, my grandfather's getting a medal. So when Dad got the plaque, it's a very nice two-tone wood, routed edge, laser engraved, beautiful little award. He wanted to know where Dad's medal was. And I didn't understand until my sister told me that he'd been telling everyone he was getting a medal. So, no, my dad did not receive the Purple Heart or the Gold Star. He just got a Emeritus UW Forestry Center. Big monkey.
Wait, the Forestry Center gave him a wooden plaque? That's kind of...
Well, College of Forestry.
Oh, okay.
Which is now no longer there.
Right, gotcha.
It's a College of Forest Services and
It's
Environmental Studies or something. Yeah. Yeah, it's a parking lot.
Yeah.
Ironic.
I heard
that would be ironic.
That would be ironic.
Okay.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
I'm getting better, people. Getting better.
Oh, boy. Real quick, Stuart and any Australian listeners we have, if you're listening, I want to say, lest we forget,
more Tim Tams.
Well, no, I was going to do a little moment for Anzac Day, which is the Memorial Day equivalent in Australia, New Zealand, that whole Tasmania, I assume, if people live on Tasmania.
The devil does.
Yeah, I was going to say, cartoons have taught me anything. The only things that live on Tasmania are things that will eat you in one bite. Like Tasmanian wolves, Tasmanian devils, just basically regular animals, but with the word Tasmanian in front of them makes them terrifying.
So it's like dire.
It is like dire, only they're smaller and evil.
Wow.
Like a Tasmanian devil is small and evil.
Right, and apparently moves in a whirling dervish-ish fashion. So what does the wolf do? I mean, because a Tasmanian devil is like a very small creature.
I don't think it's that small. It's not. It's
not softball size.
It's not softball size.
Oh, I thought it was like guinea pig.
It's like a fairly decent badger, I believe.
Oh,
not like a honey badger, but like a fairly decent badger. And they're all mouth. They like open their heads. Their whole heads swing open, and it's like just this toothy. They're actually kind of cute if you look them up. This is all like from memory of those Time Life books,
right?
So I don't know for sure if that's the case, but. Oh, and Lotta is joining us, by the way. So yay!
Hey,
awesome. Lotta. Just anything pretty much in that whole area is just death. The things that are
not Lotta's area.
No. Australia,
no. Okay.
New Zealand, Tasmania.
Right.
The things that look the scariest are probably the safest. The things that look the least scary are probably the things that will just fucking end you.
Yes.
So
koalas are not nice
koalas
creatures.
Koalas are mean to each other, and they have a brain like the size of a walnut and this giant encephalitic, like watery head. But they're kind of adorable and stuff.
Yes.
The males, I believe, have spurs on their legs. Everything down there has spurs on it. All the males of everything have spurs. Like that's how they bang. It's just spurs with poison. Poisonous spur everything. Marsupials are fucked up. The American ones aren't much. They're not much better. I mean, fucking possums are weird as shit.
Yes.
Giant tooth rats.
And
taste good.
Quick history lesson on the possum.
Uh-oh.
Not indigenous to the Pacific Northwest.
Introduced by
the Tillamook Fire in Oregon.
Oh boy.
Was so large and destroyed so much acreage of timber and forest that they brought workers from all over the U.S. And the Southern boys brought them up as pets. Mm-hmm. Good old boys, Southern rebels, brought up their pet / good eating.
Right.
And then they don't have natural predators here. So they went ape
shit,
and proliferated prolifically.
That's how frogs in Australia happened, and I want to say rabbits too.
Really?
But I don't remember about the rabbits. The rabbits, I'm not
I
landing
want
on
tender
this.
rabbits.
Yeah, don't tell me about the rabbits. All right, I just
They're funny and never mind. I'm done.
I don't need any fancy food like ketchup.
No.
But I believe frogs, and I think The Simpsons made fun of that too, the frog, but it's not really very funny. Just the huge frog destruction, or toad destruction of Australia, and they eat crops, and they're nasty little bastards, because they just don't have any natural predators.
Yeah.
They're the only thing in Australia that just doesn't have humans have natural predators in Australia.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
You know? So.
Called the King of England.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't mean just the Irish. I meant all humans in Australia. That's why the indigenous people of Australia have a skin the same texture as jerky, because it makes getting through it tougher.
I can see where that would be a benefit.
Yeah. So
I should know what I did on Monday, but I don't. I should know what I did on Tuesday, but I don't.
Wow.
On Wednesday, I had to go down to Pierce County in Tacoma and appear before a judge.
Oh, okay. This is a joke. Wow. Okay.
For a speeding ticket
Uh-huh.
that I got during CAT.
Okay.
And I got the speeding ticket because I was moving around the people going less than the speed limit in the fast lane, moving around them and going back into the fast lane. And granted, I was doing, well, I have a piece of paper that says that I can say this now. I was doing 70. He wrote me up for 65. He was a very nice gentleman. But I wrote in that I was going to contest this, that I was guilty of the charge.
But with reasons.
And so I appeared before the judge, and he told everyone, let's take 10 minutes, and I'm going to talk to you for a while. First off, this is a mitigation courtroom. Means you're all guilty, and you've all admitted to being guilty. So let's just bear that in mind, because he didn't want to hear the people.
Right.
I didn't do this. You already said you did. Number two, the state still needs to meet its burden of evidence. And I have 2 monitors here, and you can get this. It's called discovery. You go to the second floor. You can ask for it beforehand.
Right.
Most people don't know, so I'm going to be transparent and tell you what the discovery is. Yada, yada, yada. First lady gets up, cell phone. Talking on a cell phone. Yay, finally someone got busted.
Right.
They miss everybody else, but she got busted. Elderly woman who said, I wear out Bluetooths. I have them everywhere. It didn't connect. I don't know why. I picked it up. I said hello. The police officer was on the corner of the street and got me. And the judge said, I appreciate your honesty and candor. I'm going to reduce the fine. We're going to say that it was committed, but don't worry, this is like a parking ticket. It doesn't go on your insurance record.
Right, exactly.
She's like, great, thanks. Calls me up.
Okay.
I was so excited. I was the second one.
Wow, yeah.
Then he stacked the next 6 people ready, and I'm standing there in front of the judge, in front of everyone in the courtroom, while he's talking about, next, and you're next, and you're next. Gets to me, and he's looking at the screens. I've already been up there for like 4 minutes.
Right.
Sweating. Because it's a judge.
Right.
And he says, this is weird. And he goes back to looking, and then he looks over at another monitor, and he's like, okay, and there's a paper record here, and now I'm sweating bullets.
Okay.
Because now I don't know what I've gotten myself into. Maybe I should have just said yes, paid the fine, and got the fuck out. And he just looks at me, and he says, well, this is very strange. Before I told you that the state needed to meet its burden of proof and against you. And I, unfortunately, cannot find anything here that would compel this. And you're not going to like this very much, but I'm going to have to dismiss this without prejudice.
Yeah, you're probably pretty upset about that.
And I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to smile. I'm trying not to have a huge shit-eating grin on my face.
Right.
I walk over to the clerk, and the judge is still talking to me. This is really strange, but I'm glad it happened because I can show that this had blah, 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 blah.
Nice.
He said, I bet you can't believe it. I just looked at him and said, I am speechless, sir. And he said, well, I would remain that way. Take your piece of paper and get out of this courtroom as fast as your legs will carry you.
Charlie!
And he was very, he was laughing about it. He wasn't threatening me, but I have a piece of paper, so it all got dismissed. I was very happy. So,
Nice.
Yay, I won something.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had a situation like that once where I crossed a single white line. And this was in Idaho. And the law is very clear. It's double white lines or double yellow lines are the only thing you can't cross.
Correct.
A single white line, they paint them on roads. Like if you couldn't cross a single white line, you could never pull into your driveway, ever. Because, so the problem was I crossed a single white because it was a single white. And it was a merge, and I was trying to get over. They have some fucked up roads in Boise, Idaho.
Yes, been there.
So the cop pulls me over because I have out-of-state plates. I'm nearly positive. And he could have gotten me for the out-of-state plates because I'd been there, I think at the time, for like 90 days or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I think you only get 45 there or something like that. So he could have gotten me for those. But he's like, well, he wanted the money. He wanted the one that was the big money, which was illegally changing lanes. So that's what he wrote me up for, because that was a $400 fine.
Woo.
The out-of-state plates is like $50.
Yeah.
So he wrote me up for the one that he's like, ha, 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 ha. And so I immediately was like, I did not break the law. I wrote on the back that I was not guilty and everything. I walked into the courtroom and sat down. The judge sits down, and he looks at the case, and he calls the police officer over, and he's like, you can't, this isn't, if it's a single white line, you can't pull someone over for that. This is not the first time you've done this. You need to stop. So he got like pissed off at the police officer. This police officer was like fucking fuming. He was not happy. Yeah. And he's like, you're dismissed. Get out. And
nice.
I took off. And I guess this police officer that I was there, he had 6 other contesting people that day. Every other officer was there for one case. He was there for 7.
Wow.
So he was just a dickhole.
Yeah.
But he got bit for it. So.
The place that's not true?
By the way, they did paint the second line.
Okay.
I think 2 weeks later.
West Seattle Bridge.
Yes. Well, they even say do not cross the white line.
Right.
And if there's a sign posted, that's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
But, I always freak out because I use the West Seattle Bridge and see the white line, and then I'm like, but I have to cross it to get over there.
Yeah.
So if it's posted, you can't because they just don't want to paint the second line, which totally makes sense. I wouldn't paint it there either.
Well, no, and I think Washington has there's a variable. It's variable on the white line, even if it's not posted. If it's over a certain thickness, you're not supposed to cross it. But it's strictly called out in Washington law that a single white line can mean do not cross. Right. In Idaho law, it is explicitly called out that a single white line can be crossed, a double white cannot. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah, and I think it's so stupid we have fucking state-to-state driving laws, and we don't, you don't have to get any kind of permit to go state-to-state, which I'm fine with not having to get a permit. That would suck. But can't we just get some kind of fucking federalized traffic laws going?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
That would really be nice to have consistency.
I mean, I don't even know how motorcyclists do it. Like, how much you have to keep in your head state to state on a motorcycle is fucking ridiculous. Because the shit you can do in Oregon will get you arrested in Washington.
Yep.
The shit you can do in Idaho will get you arrested everywhere else in the country. Helmet laws just vanish when you cross a state line.
Yep.
It's
blue dots.
Yeah.
Because a lot of bikers will put a blue dot in the center of their brake light, and it makes it brighter. It makes it purplish.
Right.
And in the daytime, you can see that it's blue.
Uh-huh.
And blue is supposed to be reserved only for the police.
Right.
And so there's discrepancy on whether you can do it. And sometimes it's, bikers being bikers and being 1%ers and I'm going to do what I want to do and pull me over if you want.
Bikers being 1%ers is a very Washington thing, I think.
No.
Oh, it's not? You think it's...
No.
Oh, okay, because...
Hell's Angels are 1%ers. Bikers are 1%ers. They're not the Republican 1%ers.
Oh, that's what I meant. Those kind of 1%er bikers are a very Washington thing. A very Bellevue thing.
Yes.
So
Yes, but any biker with a 1%er patch
Gotcha, I
means
know what you mean.
we're in the 1% that
yeah,
take our lives in our hands and ride, and you don't get it. So
gotcha.
leave me alone. I'm special.
Yeah. Oh, I saw something that would have got some dude's ass kicked the other day, Saturday. So yesterday,
okay.
we went to, so because it was a party day, we have one free day a week where we don't follow our new diet, and so we went to the Charburger place that you showed us. It's a combo teriyaki and burger place, really close to our house. We went there, and this dude pulls up on like a inside out 3-wheeler. It's so 2 wheels up front like a car.
Yep.
Drag. And I think it was a BMW. It was like fucking fancy as shit. But it looked like the kind of thing that would get someone their ass handed to them should they go to Sturgis with it.
And oddly enough, no.
No, it's just that they all have the respect for each other.
Yeah. You don't have walls around you when you're riding.
Gotcha.
Because Harley makes a trike. The 2 big wheels on the back.
Well, there were other reasons he would have gotten his ass kicked.
Yeah, because the people that ride those are a very specific breed of people. I will say that much. Yeah. Every person I've ever met that rides one of those. Now, the one that will get someone kicked is what our sound engineer at CAT had.
Oh, boy.
An electric motorcycle. I said, I want to hear it turn on. And he's like,
can't.
Click.
It's on.
I'm like, yeah, that's almost as deafening as my Harley. And he's like, okay, I'll see you later. It took off, and I was just like, no, that. As environmentally conscious as I am, that is an abomination. That is an affront to every 2-wheeler. That's worse than a bicycle.
Whoa, buddy.
I got more respect for 18 and 21 speed bicyclists. And I will say that bicyclists are wonderful people unless they're in Seattle downtown, because they don't give 2 shits about the laws, but they want to have they're pretentious bastards.
I just wish that Seattle would enforce either on the street or on the sidewalk and not allow the double dip, because a lot of states have that. Like, if you are in an area where there is no bike lane, you ride on the sidewalk. If you're in an area that has a bike lane, you cannot ride on the sidewalk.
Right.
Seattle's just kind of a free-for-all.
Whatever, and
it's
red
whatever
lights and turns and no turns, and they do.
The only thing I will say about cyclists, and this is actually a new law is coming into effect for motorcyclists, which is kind of cool too. Cyclists can run reds mainly because their bikes won't trip the inductive sensor.
Oh, okay.
And now there's a new law going into effect in Washington where motorcyclists whose bikes can't trip the inductive sensor can also run reds, but only in those cases. So,
how do you do you get a special Geiger counter or something that says whether or not I can trip?
No. Basically, if you're sitting at a light and it's obvious that it's not going to turn, you can run it if you're in a safe area. If it's safe to do so.
Wow.
You can treat it like a stop sign.
Okay.
Though I did hear a good trick for that, and I don't know if it's true, I don't know if it's scientific, but I've heard that strong earth magnets on your bike or on your very tiny car, in my case, they allow it to break the inductive flow and trigger the light. So yeah, so I might throw a strong earth magnet on my smart car on Aaron's smart car when we get it back. So that's another rant, by the way, waiting to happen.
Yes. So Wednesday, and then I taught my first class, and it was awesome and fun and very exciting. And you and Brophy missed it. Brophy because he's traveling, you because you were not doing well. Mm-hmm. Thursday, happy happenstance, Brian Lewis was reading Sif Catalyst screenplay that I was also invited to read.
Right.
So I got to see Brian, hang out with Brian on Thursday,
very cool.
Which was awesome. Had an awesome evening Friday night, just chillaxing. Saturday was Brian's birthday party in the evening, and during the day I saw Brian and Matt Vancel and Carol Roscoe and I signed a bunch of Hands of Fate backer
tons
stuff.
of it.
Yes,
There are
Carol
so
put us all
many.
to shame, but that's because Carol is the only one smart enough to write a single name.
No, dude. Have you seen my signature? It is
Well-
fucking made for that.
Yes, but
Of the people who were there.
of the people whose names are legible,
Oh yeah. All right, fine.
you
You-
are
you got me.
squiggle ... or something.
No, I'm spike line ...
Okay, sorry. Spike line ... But Carol just writes Carol,
Kind of an A.
and the number of things she was signing, Carol didn't seem to be spelled right, and she was second guessing herself. So there's a whole special section, Roscoe.
Nice.
So
Nice.
she switched it up, and
Wow.
Matt's writing Matt Bansal, I'm writing Scott C. Brown. I gave up on the Total Waffle for the Darkness Rising. I don't sign Total Waffle anymore.
I don't know how Brian and Christian do it because they do their fucking like intricate little names.
Brian's is very intricate, and
Yeah.
he didn't realize it, but Christian and I made notice of it when he was signing things because we were wondering. It took Brian hours because he wanted a very special. Anybody can photocopy my shit, and it would probably hold up in a court of law because I just sign it.
I have a signature, not a. I use a different one for legal documents.
Yeah, I don't. So Brian came up with this B and the R and the I and the A into a 3-2-1.
Oh, cool. That's kind of
So
neat.
it's 3,
Yeah.
and then he does the
R,
B,
yeah.
L,
That's fucking
and then
cool.
the 2 is the R, and then
Yeah.
he drags that down, and then it's the E. He's got
That's
this way of
awesome.
doing it, but it always starts out 3-2-1-A.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And so Brian's 3-2-1-A, Doyle is just evil.
Oh my
Doyle
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, it looks
And
crazy.
he can rip through those things. But yeah, Brian's is the most meticulous of them all. Matt's, you can tell it's Matt Bansal.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how. Because it's...
Yep.
And I'm like, when did you pick up the pen to move over
I
to the
didn't think-
Bansal part?
Yeah.
But Carol's very nice, legible. Carol.
Nice.
And we're all like trying to catch it. Yeah. So we got a lot of that done. Brian's party. Today was Dad's
Right.
thing, and now the podcast.
Yep.
So that's my week. That's the most complete week I've been able to.
That's a pretty good
remember.
week. Yeah.
But I want to say something awesome happened Monday and Tuesday,
Oh yeah. I
the
don't know.
21st and the 22nd. But I can't think of it. I don't know.
I don't remember. Well,
Maybe I will cheat and
last
look in the
Monday
calendar.
we recorded a podcast because we were late because of Easter.
Right.
So that's what we did last Monday.
See,
Yeah.
I've only blanked out on Tuesday the
Wonderful.
22nd.
Good.
High five to me.
So we have a new question from the group.
From the peanut gallery? I mean,
From
the
the-
lovely viewers?
Yeah. So the lovely and wonderful Tiffany Pike.
Oh, a
Right.
new viewer. Hey, we're up. Wow.
I know we're up
okay.
to 5 because we can't count us. Asks, what is your favorite virus outbreak film? That's an easy one for me. It's a terrible movie. So bad, but I love it. It's got a place in my heart.
I'm going with Goosebumps.
Andromeda Strain.
Ooh.
Yep. Like the old, I want to say late 70s, early 80s
Yes.
again.
Yeah.
Black light. Half of it was filmed in a black light. Love that film.
Soylent Green count?
No, that's not a virus outbreak.
Body Snatchers?
I would allow it. It's close. It's close enough to count.
The only other thing I can think of is 28 Days Later. I'm not good
Oh, dude, there are
with...
tons though. There's Dead Alive. There's or
don't know.
Brain Damage is what it was called in Australia. It's one of
Right.
Peter Jackson's first.
Right.
You've got
the
and then,
lawnmower death. It's pretty
Yeah.
epic.
The Stand is a good example of a virus outbreak film that isn't. I don't think it necessarily means virus makes zombies. It's just viral outbreak.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
I love all of them. For
You
one
just like
reason.
boobs.
I don't know that there's any nudity. Maybe in the first one.
In the first one, there's full frontal.
That's
Do you want me to give you the time codes? 'Cause- oh boy. And then
No, but that's not what I like. Mila Jovovich movies.
Yeah.
I liked Ultraviolet. I liked all the Resident Evil.
wasn't a fan of the Blue Lagoon one. Too pedo. Again, it's the whole 14-year-old thing. My stomach's
the
not
Blue
doing-
Lagoon.
Return to the Blue Lagoon. That was Mia.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Return. Yeah, because I was gonna say
No,
Blue
not
Lagoon was Brooke Shields.
yeah, not Brooke Shields.
And not the one with Leonardo DiCaprio that swims to Thailand or whatever.
No, that's the beach, isn't it? No.
Yeah, the beach.
I don't know. Beaches is not. Beaches is something completely different, my friend.
That's like
Brighton
Halloween
Beach Memoir,
yeah.
something. I don't know. Biloxi Blues,
Storm
whatever.
the Beach, yeah. I don't know.
China Beach.
Sons of Beaches.
But
that's what we need to make.
Yeah,
Son of Beaches.
I want to say that Blue Lagoon was the movie that like caused that big ruckus in Hollywood over parents basically fleecing their kids and stealing all their money. Because there was a big deal about because she was 14 or she was like 12 to 14 or something, and like her parents just fucking just took her money, just took it. So what are you gonna do? So let's see.
Oh, and I built the Acting for Actors website.
Oh, great.
Web page.
Because,
again, Mr. Lewis kicked my ass into gear and said, hey, if someone wanted to find out more about this, where would they go? And I looked at the Twitter that I built and the Facebook that I built, and it's hard to find the address, and there was absolutely no information. So I just stayed up and built the homepage.
Also, Tiffany brings up Contagion, which is a great addition. She brings up a few, but Contagion's the one that I like.
That's yeah. See, I don't watch those anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know
why. There's what's that? Contagion's. Oh, what's Quarantine? The one in the building where they block off the whole building and they gave away the entire fucking movie in the preview because they wanted that cool scene of them pulling that lady into the dark, and that was the whole climax of the movie. Like assholes, jerks.
But you don't know that till you watch the movie. Or do you figure it out before that happens in the movie?
It's real. I don't know. It's a really important part of the movie.
Okay.
Seth points out that
he's up.
My age here. The Andromeda Strain, 1971. So I wasn't even born when the Andromeda Strain was released, but we watched it in school. And I've always been a Crichton fan.
We watched.
Well, let's not talk about. We're not going to talk about Timeline, okay? Or any.
I watched Disney animal movies in school, and Man of La Mancha in Spanish class in junior high, and you're watching Andromeda Strain.
I bet we watched a lot of the same movies. I bet you watched. You probably saw that stupid, goofy driving movie when you were in driver's ed. Mr. Driver and Mr. Wheeler, or Mr. Wheeler and Mr. Walker.
Yes,
that was terrible. Did you guys have a Christmas movie when you were in school that like you always like they'd bring out the film strip and you know and
the AV Club?
The AV Club would kind of wheel it in and you'd watch this stupid shitty Christmas movie?
No. We had Christmas pageants. Yeah. Not holiday pageants, not winter pageants. Christmas pageants.
Yeah, with like Noel and angels and all sorts of shit. Yeah. We would do. I think our school did the best Christmas pageant ever, which itself is not a very good Christmas pageant. It's a pain in the ass for little kids. It's corralling cats.
It is. It is a pain in the ass for everyone, but community theaters do it because it's like, well, we're done doing Christmas Carol. What's the other one we can do?
I think one Christmas we did a Prayer for Owen Meany, which was the stupidest fucking thing you could ever do. This was junior high.
Wow. It's like doing Laramie Project for Christmas show.
Oh, God, it was terrible. I hate that book. I hate that book so much. I hate that and everything by Barbara Kingsolver. There you go. There's my.
And
if you want my hatred,
the author's name.
Well, she didn't write A Prayer for Owen Meany.
Oh, okay.
She wrote The Bean Trees and a bunch of this other southwestern, semi-spiritual turquoise earring bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you name someone Turtle in your book, I don't have any respect for you. You can name them Piggy, but only if they burn down the island with their glasses.
Yes.
It's the only way you get to be called Piggy. So.
There's another movie that did not translate well from the book.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a horrible
which
movie.
one? Which adaptation? The one, the mid-'90s one with all the kids? The one from earlier? Okay. Because there's one that was earlier, and the kids were like all practically adults, I think.
Yeah.
The British one is okay, I think. I don't know. It's a better book than a movie anyway, because it's so... Yeah, it's a good book.
Your imagination does way more than
way more.
Physically showing you could ever hope to do.
It's one of the few books I will say pick up the annotated copy. Because it is a gigantic fucking allegory for so many things, and It's great to read the annotated copy and to see the copy that I had a number of people debating in the footnotes. Like it had alternate interpretations. It's a really cool copy. So we do have, let's see. Tiffany asks, who is your favorite portrayal as the voice of God? George Burns. No, wait, hold on. Let me think about it for a second.
Mine is George Burns.
I'm not doing Morgan Freeman. Everybody does Morgan. He's my favorite portrayal of the voice of Morgan Freeman. And
yes.
Because Tom Kane does a pretty damn good Morgan Freeman. But, yeah. Favorite voice of God.
No, I'm going with George Burns because that was...
Yeah, I'm going to have to do it.
That was, yeah.
I'm going to have to do it. And then Brian Lewis asks, do you have a favorite book, or did you have a favorite book growing up?
Happy belated birthday, Brian. I did not
Happy
post on your
belated
Facebook.
birthday, Brian.
Sorry. Did we have a what?
Favorite book growing up?
My dad really wanted me to like the Horatio Hornblower ship series. But I did not like them. I could not get into them. I would have to say that The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, not Silmarillion, I tried to read it, couldn't, and Stephen R. Donaldson's Thomas Covenant books 1, 2, and 3.
Gotcha. I don't know how far back growing up is intended to be. When I was a younger kid, and I just got a new copy of this, there were these books that had these amazing monsters drawn in them. They were from like the 70s. You get them at the Scholastic Book Club stuff.
Yeah.
So the one that I'm thinking of had like the Typhoonigator in it, and this monster mailman and stuff. And I just got a copy a while ago. I haven't even opened it because it's an actual like vintage copy of the book. That and then the Serendipity Press books, like Gabby and Serendipity.
Wheel and the Needle?
Oh, the artwork in those.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Where the Wild Things Are.
Where the Wild Things Are is always good.
Yeah.
Always good. But moving into like young adult, the Dragon's Blood series was a big favorite of mine. Jane Yolen. Loved her stuff. Really got into... I read A Handmaid's Tale for school and got into that dystopian thing and started reading those. Loved those. Most of the dystopian books were just great. Fortress and things like that. I think they made a movie out of Fortress, and I think the book was called something else, and then the movie came out, and then they renamed the book after the movie, like they do.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, any of those kind of creepy overseer government things were good.
I did a lot of space ones.
Yeah.
There's one that I wish I could remember. I remember parts of it. I remember the two boys going out of the house and collecting what's called sea glass, which for those who aren't familiar with that is actual glass that's been polished in the ocean and then washes up on the beach, so it's not sharp and it's kind of frosted.
I think I know this book that you're talking about.
And then they build a spaceship in the backyard, and I had a lot of Martians and spacecraft type. Those were things that I was really interested in.
Gotcha.
I read a lot as a book.
Right.
Because
I
really didn't get...
I love The Explorers, by the way, since we're on this. You never seen the movie The Explorers? And you like this book? Oh, buddy, we've got a task. We're watching The Explorers.
Okay.
River Phoenix.
No, don't think I've seen
it's
it.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love River Phoenix Tam.
Wait, what? River Phoenix Tam.
River Tam. River Phoenix.
Fought a bunch of Reavers outside the Viper Room and then dropped dead. Is that what happened? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
His brother was Johnny Depp.
Oh, now I'm sad. Because Keanu Reeves was there when he dropped dead too. When River Phoenix died outside the Viper Room. Keanu Reeves has lost like every human being he's ever loved. It's pretty sad.
Wow. Okay, that's a downer.
Well, so's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
But he's a really fucking decent human being.
Is Ronan out yet?
I don't know.
Because Todd Downing keeps telling me it's right in his wheelhouse. And it is. It's kind of this mythical thing where he doesn't have to talk a lot.
Yeah.
And that's good. But
I don't know. I'm waiting. We got a couple of good ones coming out. I think May 16th is a good day.
okay.
So, yeah.
Is that Godzilla?
I think so. Cranston.
I know.
Fucking Cranston.
Now, is it a horrible movie that they put Brian in to sell tickets, or is it just a stroke of genius? Cranston's in it, and it's going to be a phenomenal movie.
I'm doing two things right now. I'm trying very hard to keep my expectations low, which is getting really tough the more that gets released about the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm also trying to temper it against that 1997 horrifying, terrible, awful Matthew Broderick vehicle that was just awful.
But Hank Azaria was the bomb.
He was.
In Godzilla.
If they would have thrown some research monkeys into it, I think it would have been better. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I want to say that, yeah, that's the right one. I don't know. Have you seen, by the way, have you listened to Bryan Cranston reading Ozymandias?
No.
Oh my God. It is so awesome. So Ozymandias is a amazing poem about how everything is just fucking temporary and nothing you do matters. It's
So
such
glad
an
you
uplifting.
explained that, so I didn't have to ask.
Such an uplifting poem.
Okay.
And when he reads it, I think he's reading it as Walter White, because I'm pretty sure it was a Breaking Bad promo thing that he did.
Oh.
But the audio is just fucking great. Like,
So it's even worse than
oh my
reading it?
God. Yeah, it's so good.
Excellent.
So,
You have a question there? Or do
well,
you want to go on the...
go ahead and get those questions ready, and I'll see if we've got anything here that we can
Okay.
talk about here. So, Tiffany again asks, what are some of your favorite science fiction devices? And I'm going to say the Sibian. Laura Adams says, The World's Best Cat by Laura King. Oh, she's just telling us what her favorite book was. The World's Best Cat by Laura King. Also, anything by Shel Silverstein.
Oh, yes.
Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She wouldn't. She's an asshole.
Okay. I wouldn't trust
Can I go to
anyone
school
named
today? Said
Sylvia.
little Peggy Ann McKay. I've got the measles and the... All right, yeah, that's a... I like Shel Silverstein.
Okay. I do too. I just don't have it all committed to memory.
I don't
But
have
Thomas
much...
Crapper, I do have.
Okay, good.
But well, that's for another podcast.
It's for another podcast.
When I have nothing else to do, I'll recite Thomas Crapper, the Plumber's Mentor.
Okay.
So, way back in the day,
Way back.
yesterday,
So far back, you
I
need a
think.
dog and a boy to get you there.
Paula Moran wrote, what was your favorite costume and or prop from a production, and did you get to keep or buy it?
Go ahead and tell your story, because I think I know where yours is probably going to go. And I'll be right back.
Okay,
Because you're going to talk about the leather piece, right? Maybe a little bit?
maybe.
Okay.
I got a couple.
Okay, do that.
I will say that before the one that Andy was talking about, would have been a production at Harlequin, where this was not something that I got to wear in the actual production, but in searching for shirts to wear in the production, the costumer found me this really, really awesome French cuffed, beautiful, beautiful shirt and said, wow, that fits you really well. Why don't you just keep that?
Nice.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was my, through a production, didn't have to buy it, was given to me. I will say that I have been gifted Flynn the Fine.
Ah, wonderful.
It is in my, and not sure that I'll ever hand that over, but it is in my keeping
Right.
to bear. So if we ever need it again, I have it. The thing that I do enjoy immensely is that I bought my Strung Like Bull leather pieces. They are mine. I do own them. And they are mine forever and ever. And I will never get to wear them for anything. But I get to look at them and go, those are badass pieces of leather.
If we can get to a JQ season 4. Sorry.
I don't. No,
No,
I can't. I can't go there. Oh, and
Hey,
thank
it's
you
still...
for listening, Matt Vansel. And thank you for
Yes.
your kind words the other day.
Aw.
It means a lot that you listen.
Yeah, and thank you also, Matt, for the words that you gave me, which you know, and they don't. Haha.
So take those words and...
The only piece I have kept, and it wasn't a prop, was the Legacy shirt, and that's because Aaron made it. So obviously I got to keep my Legacy shirt from
right.
Gamers 3.
Yeah.
But my favorite... my favorite thing that's come from a production is this, that is at your house for some reason, and I don't know why, and I don't care. This is the weighted, and for those of you at home listening, that's the sound of what it is. You can't really see it. It's the weighted training sword for the Sword of Fighting from Journey Quest. This is the exact balance and weight of the actual Sword of Fighting sword. Christian had it at SpoCon, and we just went nuts with it.
It is my personal piece that I purchased for my sword fighting class that I took with Damian Willick.
Well, there you go. This is the one that they based the actual Sword of Fighting on in terms of weight.
And Damian Willick was the fight choreographer for that.
So there you go. So this is my favorite piece. That apparently is not the exact same piece as the one that I had.
It is the exact same purchasable piece.
But it's not. It's not the one that Christian trained with.
No.
So this is my favorite.
He might actually have that.
He does.
One.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He got to keep it.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, I haven't really kept anything else.
I have a brick.
The shit at most of these productions is already mine anyway. So
that's true. I have the brick that that Turk broke out in Darkness Rising. I have one of the bricks with the brass brad edge of the shield imprint in it.
That is, you've reminded me I am a liar. I actually do have an awesome piece. I have a sword from Hamlet that I was gifted by Andat, and I have the golden controller from Glitch.
I was going to say, you have an even better...
Yep, I've got the golden controller from Glitch, which is, Tyler gifted that to me for the help that I gave.
All the work that you did.
And then the sword from Hamlet was a birthday present. Both are displayed in my house, prominently.
I did not know that was the Hamlet sword, though.
That is the Hamlet sword.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
We each have swords.
Well, that's a non-real Hamlet. It's one of the swords that wasn't obviously used for actual fighting.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a prop sword that they use for other stuff. And I think I may have some pieces of the JQ puppet set. But yeah, those are all potentially going to be Kickstarter rewards moving forward, but we don't know yet if we can get JQ3 going. Keep answering.
Bam.
So,
I did for you.
So Brian Lewis asks, "What is our favorite tongue twister, and can you say it?"
Oh, Brian's watching, and I can't show it. I have a very specific card from Hands of Fate.
Oh, the signed cast card. Yeah, the ripped one, right?
Nope.
Or no, it's a full one?
Yeah.
It's the one he signed. That's right, and gave to Buman.
Yep. It was left out, and I took it.
Good.
It's hidden somewhere.
And he actually signed it Cass, which I thought was really cool.
Yes.
He didn't sign it Brian Lewis.
Nope.
He signed it Cass.
He did. And I have it.
So
him going like this.
My favorite tongue twister is...
I am not a fig plucker nor a fig plucker's son, but I'll pluck your figs till the fig plucker comes.
See, I've heard that as I'm not a pheasant plucker, I'm a pheasant plucker's wife. I'm sick of plucking pheasant. It's a pheasant plucking life. But the other one, the one that I like is Luke Luck likes lakes, Luke Duck likes lakes, Luke Luck licks lakes, Luke Duck licks lakes, Luke Luck takes licks in lake, Luke Luck likes, Duck takes licks in lake. I don't know. Anyway, it's from Fox and Socks, and I don't have it all memorized, and I can't really do it off the top of my head, but I'm pretty close. So I haven't read it in like 20 years. So
yeah, a sheet I slit.
Oh God! On a slitted sheet I sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Upon a slitted sheet I sit.
Yeah, and it's just trying to make you say shit over and over again.
Well, and fig pluckers.
Yeah, pig fuckers.
And pleasant fucker for pheasant plucker.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because you get people that are either can say it very fast, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers is one that I can almost always say once.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat.
Rural juror.
Oh my God, that was the best ongoing joke. Rural juror?
Rural juror?
Rural juror?
The hardest thing to say is rural juror.
Rural juror.
Rural juror. Okay. Enough 30 Rock references.
Indeed.
So that was question number one from there.
Yeah.
Do we have a follow-up
Nope.
over here? No?
Let's keep going on
Okay.
the list we got over there.
Laura Adams made a post with a question that had an answer. That was kind of funny, but I liked the question because I would not have given the same answer. And that is, if someone from the 1950s suddenly appeared today, having no knowledge, having been frozen like Captain America and thawed back out today, what would be the most difficult thing to explain to them about life?
Twerking?
That would be very difficult.
Dax Shepard's career and the fact that he is married to... No, he's a funny guy. I'm not gonna
Dax is very funny.
I'm not going to pick on Dax Shepard.
In that movie that he did with, what's his name from Silver Lining Playbook? Bradley Cooper.
The really, really short one?
No.
No. Or
the Getaway or something.
Is it the one we accidentally got half of?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I thought it was really
But I
short.
watched the whole thing.
Okay.
And Bradley Cooper with cornrows is hilarious. And Dax is really pretty good. Up a creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
Or up a creek, I guess.
I think it was just called Without a Paddle, wasn't it?
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yes, without a paddle.
That's the one that had Sean William Scott in it as well.
Sean William Scott and...
Not Seth Green.
Yes.
Seth Green?
Yes.
Okay. I'm remembering the cover. I never saw the movie.
He was the whiny one.
Well,
Dax, I think, was in the middle.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He was being spooned.
Pretty sure Dax Shepard was in... wasn't he in Idiocracy for a bit, too?
I have not seen that.
Yeah, baiting. He's the guy who's baiting all the time.
Okay.
Go away, baiting. But Idiocracy's good. Net neutrality might be a fun one to try and explain to people. No, you don't get it. You're paying for a service, and that service is making other people pay for it a second time for the service. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's really stupid. Oh, and the person in charge of the FCC? Yeah, total cable lobbyist.
Yes.
Oh,
I would
anger,
have... The
rage.
hardest thing I would have to explain is that we didn't learn anything.
Nope.
We keep repeating the same mistakes. We keep putting our noses in places they shouldn't be. People still don't get along for various religious, moral, and...
Yeah, because, I think everyone's going to try to...
whatever
say,
reasons.
Yeah, everyone's going to try and say that, blacks and gays are going to be the thing that you have to explain to the person.
No.
I don't think so. Because, if we shot 30 years into the future, and it was women and furries were suddenly, these big accepted groups, I'd be like, okay... Think about that for a second. Think about we are at a point right now where I have to talk about women being an accepted group 30 years in the future. Can you see how mad I am at this?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting really, really hyper political about this shit because I keep seeing all these news stories about legislating vaginas all over the place, and I'm just like, it's old white men. It's old fucking white men doing it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
So that would be my biggest thing is having to explain the fact that nothing's changed, and all those people that sacrificed everything for a better world have pretty much done so in vain.
Well, we don't have nearly as much polio, but the thing is, you look at things like I'm going to harp on women's rights here. You look at women's rights from Turkey in the 70s or Iran in the 70s, and you look at them today. And it's all a backward slide. It's a huge backward slide. Yeah. Human rights in a lot of Middle Eastern countries were essentially world norm in the 70s and have gone to complete fucking hell because of radicalism. Because radicalism is what gets the podium.
Yep.
In America, too. Radicalism is that's the squeaky wheel. So it ends up driving culture. Yeah. And, we are no longer a moderate society, which would be, and as a bleeding heart liberal, I'm especially pissed off at that. But because of the side that kind of won the radicalism war.
It's way to make us be all adult and stuff, Laura.
Jeez, Laura.
Dennis Nichol
also,
writes,
the internet is a place where you can go get porn and cats 24/7 delivered right to your face.
And that was part of what the answer was that I have a portable computer device in my pocket that I look at cats and make angry conversations with or something. So Dennis Nichol writes, when was the last time you, air quotes, got into a tabletop game RPG to the extent where you lost track of time, if ever? What were you playing, and what was going on in the adventure to so engross you?
So he specifically calls out tabletop. He does.
Tabletop RPG, yes.
And he was there for the last time I got so into a tabletop game that I lost track of time because it was his fucking adventure.
Okay.
So if this is just some kind of ruse to get us to mention your adventure on the podcast, well,
Fail.
Yeah.
We're not going to mention
No.
the fact that you ran a campaign that Andy was so engrossed in
Jerk.
that he lost track of time.
Yeah,
That would
never
just
going to
be
mention it.
inappropriate.
We won't even say it.
Nope.
Not going to.
I think for me, if it wasn't one of the 2 training sessions for Darkness Rising, in which we went on ad nauseum and I was just caught up because I hadn't gamed in like decades at that point.
Mm-hmm.
The other one would have been one of the Eberron campaigns that Don Early was running, where I got back into gaming again, and it was pretty awesome, pretty epic, and there was lots of cool shit and half dragons, and just didn't want the evening to end. But if you want to check out some tabletop RPGing, Cinco de Mayo, Monday, May 5th, Dead Gentleman, video hangout, Brian to the Lewis, Scott to the Brown, Ben Hennicutt,
Blue.
maybe Jimmy McMichael, I think.
I'll be
Run
lurking.
by- You'll be lurking.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing soon.
Okay.
And run by Don Early, Demon Hunters.
Oh, yeah.
Online gaming session, which I can't wait to try out. I'm very excited about because then my possibilities to game open up.
Yeah, they really kind of go through the roof.
But the last one that you and I were in with Chris Odie, there was one night that we got.
It got pretty late.
It got pretty late. And
But that was a fun night. We were rolling hot. I mean,
Yeah.
it was... plus, we were doing... The RP side of it was great.
Yes.
It was really funny, and it was really well driven, and...
We killed an orc.
Yeah.
We discovered a box that had a key in it.
Mm-hmm.
We went out back into the hall, grabbed the orc that we killed, put it in the box for the next adventurer to find.
Yep.
And I mean, it was just
We did
epically
crazy stuff.
fun.
Well, and even just getting to the entrance to that dungeon, because it was a dungeon crawl adventure.
Yeah.
Which I those tend to be a little bit less narrative normally, but Chris really made it super narrative.
Yes.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I started playing on tabletop day. I played 13th Age for the first time with Jay not Jay Fast. That's a different guy. But with Jonathan Swift and the other creator of 13th Age.
What is that?
It's an RPG. It's another RPG.
Okay.
It's just a new system, but it's very much it's very driven by sort of your story decisions and your character creation.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to do a lot of user-based stuff that doesn't necessarily directly affect your roles, but it affects how the story grows. Really, it's a lot of fun. Kind of Gamma Worldy, only less of the dice decide less.
Nice.
Gamma World's a heavy dice decide kind of game. So Brian has another question here.
Okay.
Brian asks, if you were in the
Hour
Matrix...
15.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it up here. And also Aaron Jackson points out that we're not even in a democracy. We're in something more akin to an oligarchy.
Yes.
Agreed.
Sure.
Yes. Brian asks, if we were in the Matrix, and given the choice, would we take the blue pill or the red pill? We don't know that we're going to be able to do crazy kung fu moves if we take, if we get... So which one would you choose? Don't do drugs. I don't do pills.
You're not going to choose the blue pill because you think it might be minty. But
That's
you're also screwed because you don't like cinnamon much either. Mm-hmm. And the red pill may be a berry flavor, but it may also be a hot candy. In which case, you're hoping the blue pill becomes blue raspberry.
So I can obviously not choose the pill in front of me.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
That was a long way to go there, but thank you. Thank you for following me.
Not hardly. Wallace Shawn, that guy. I love that guy. Oh boy, I'm gonna go with ignorance is bliss on this one. I think the main reason is the machines weren't wrong. The machines were not wrong. They were attacked. If you watch the Animatrix, it becomes very clear that we created sentience enslaved it and got mad when it didn't want to be a slave anymore. They created a utopia, and our shitty monkey brains said no. So I'm gonna go with. Well, this is also
totally would have been not. Yeah.
This is also. Do I get to continue, or like, do I get a new life like Cypher did, where he got to choose to be, an actor? When they were going to plug him back into the Matrix, because he was the turncoat. He's eating steak. You don't remember this part?
No, I remember the guy with the bad French accent. That's really good French accent.
No, this is the bald guy who blonde, brunette, redhead. That guy, the guy who gives him the engine degreaser. The guy who was in the Goonies.
I need to go back and.
Okay.
I remember parts of 1, and I remember a lot
What
of
is it?
3.
John Patero? Is that his name?
Oh, with the little goatee.
Yeah, little goatee. Bald.
Yeah, John
Pantoliano.
Pantoliano. Johnny
Okay.
Pants.
Johnny Pants. So when he's
I love
talking,
Pantoliano.
he's talking to Agent Smith.
Yeah.
Cypher's talking to Agent Smith, and he's like, "I want to come back as someone famous, an actor," which is funny because he's an actor. But he's eating like the most terrible continuity steak ever. It's like filet mignon at one point. At one point, it's a piece of leather. At one point, it's a salad. That's not true, but it's pretty bad. But I would have probably taken his route if that was an option, where I could have come back in and been famous, and I would not, though I probably wouldn't have nuked Tank. That would have just been not something I would have agreed to. But, yeah, leave me plugged in. Because
ignorance is bliss.
Dude, it's a shitty world to go back to. There's no vegetation anymore. Scorched earth. Fuck that. I'll take the fantasy.
Either you have to vamp or we need to cut it.
Well, I think it's about time to cut it.
Okay.
We're it's late.
I am doing the dance of
beepy dance. So
yes.
Thank you at home for
you.
watching. Thank you at home or in your car or on
at work.
about your day for listening.
Yes.
And
we appreciate your patronage in whatever form you care to take it.
Yes. And please keep an eye out for the and at data recovery drive for the recovery of our data drive.
Our drive to recover the data drive.
Yes, our drive. Drive squared.
Hard drive.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. So
leather gloves, everyone. Leather gloves.
And Neil deGrasse Tyson.
If you're listening,
you didn't stop by.
No, you didn't, and we've been seeing an awful lot of you lately.
It's fine, I guess.
Just not
Whatever.
here.
But you know what? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We're all connected, but apparently we're not that connected, right?
Nope.
All right. Well,
I'm about to show you the origin of life.
I just don't want to see your black hole. All right, everybody at home. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Go ahead, you run. I'll close it up.
Close
it up. Tune in next week when hopefully Scott won't shit himself.